in League 2 as we enter a double match week. But can the Vegans maintain their 100% form at the top of the league? We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 3 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to keep you back up to date with all things League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to know here under one Rooski. That's right, we've got 4 teams sitting at the top of League 2 with a 100% record. Looking to extend that as, of course, they head into this double match week. And they could be sitting at the top of the table with 12 points come the end of this week. But, of course, we'll take a look at all of that in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons, boys. If you're interested in supporting the channel in another way, check out those links down below. Patreon.com/Roses. Check out the other links as well. We've got a Discord, which is wide open. Free to enter. And, of course, other links on there. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. But, again, support channel, another way, Patreon. So let's get in the deep end then, shall we? Of course, have a look back at how I got on last round. And then, of course, we'll kick on forward and take a look at our next round of matches, which kick off this coming Tuesday, the 17th of August. So here we go then, of course, recapping some of the games. In fact, all the games that did take place. In fact, it was one postponement with the COVID issues. I think it's Crawley is the team in question. I think their games have been postponed for the next 2 or 3 of them to try and get things cleaned up a little bit over there. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Anyway, let's get going. Barrow against Hartlepool end up as a 3-2 win for Barrow. Goals galore on that one, 5-goal thriller. I actually remember the 1-0 win for Barrow myself. Bradford did beat Oldham, finally got up and running. Derek Adams getting the first win of the campaign in the league. A 2-1 win for them, 2-0 for me, not too shabby. Stevenage, like I said, 2 wins for 2 for them. They beat Bristol Rovers, Joey Barton's boys, of course, doing very shit at the moment, but of course they need to start turning things around. One of the 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers, but I was wrong. Colchester United lost to Northampton Town, good win for them. Colchester, again, wobbling at the moment. Crawley, again, were postponed, we'll come back to that. I did go with a 0-0 draw, but it doesn't really matter. As for the Vegans, 3-1 win over Walsall, that's right, to go sitting at the top of the pops. Must be something in their diet, that's right, kicking ass and taking aims at the moment. Walsall in a bit of trouble. I think they're bottom at the moment. We'll have a look at the table in a second. 3-1 win for them, 2-1 for me. Leyton Orient also got a winner for them as well against Exeter City, of course. You could see that as maybe being a playoff match later down in the season, but 3-0 win for Leyton Orient, big win for them as well. Jackets boys doing fantastic. Newport, they lost to Mansfield again, not really moving in the right direction for them. Port Vale, Tranmere end up 0-0. I won the 2-0 win. Rochdale picked up a point against Scunthorpe, 0-0 in the end. 1-1 for me. Salford also picked up a draw against Sutton United. You just don't know what you're going to get with Sutton. So a 0-0 draw there, 2-2 for me. And then Swindon, they won the first game, lost this one against Carlisle, so it's really hot and cold. They are really bloody hot and cold. As for me, I got myself a 6 out of 11, which ain't too shabby, but how does it reflect with the leaderboard? Well, here we come. Kicking ass and taking names is Yusuf the Goat with 8. Russell Frost up there with 6. Conor Medlin also up there with 6. I would have been up there with 6 as well, if my name had counted. And again, there was a couple of little issues with the name. I did clean it up a little bit. I think MCO back was a problem, maybe Luke as well. Yeah, on one of your 2 occasions, you added an extra space at the end, and you might not know it, but I've got the evidence. I've got the bloody evidence, either there or you got goblins or what's the old pentighosts, whatever the heck it is, poltergeists in your house. That's what it is. This is the overall leaderboard. Let's take a little look at it right here, right now. As you can see, Russell Frost is of course Russell Frost. He is the defending champion, and the more said about that, the less said about that, the better, because I'm still dragging my heels at the moment, trying to get things sorted for those defending champions. But we will get there. We will get there. I do promise you. It's just been a very hectic start to the division. Of course, some other familiar names, Shane O'Donnell up there, of course. And again, we're going to try and jazz this up, of course, in the next week or so with the Patreon emblems, with, of course, the King Ping smiley face. That's all going to return once I can get into the groove of things. But I was just trying to clean things up with the setup. So anyway, so far so good for Frosty. Already got a 1-point lead at the top of the table. But that could all change, of course, heading into match number 3. But before we take a look at that, let's take a look at the table. Of course, the Vegans lead the charge alongside Stevenage, Mansfield up there as well. Northampton Town also could be looking to return to League 1. Leyton Orient not too shabby as well. Carlisle, also Bradford and Tranmere unbeaten. And then, of course, the teams below them, for the most part, except for Salford, have all suffered a defeat already this season, at least one anyway. But what's going to happen into match number 3, then, of course, taking place this Tuesday. Again, if you want to get involved, Cutley/League 2. Number 3 is the link you're going to use. It is wide open again. Even if you join now, and if you got all of them right, you could end up being top of the league, or at least second anyway, behind Frosty, or level on points with Frosty if he has a nightmare. And if you're expecting him to take a day off, he won't. He will be there to the bitter end. So you've got to keep up the heat with Frosty. He's got the lead now. If he gets them all right from here on in, he's going to be the champion. That's how simple it is. But let's get cracking then, shall we? Of course, take a look at the games that take place this coming Tuesday. Let's kick it all off then with, of course, Barrow up against Exeter. Take place over at Barrow. Of course, played each other 2 times since 2021. 1 win for Barrow, no win for Exeter, and 1 draw. That one only win was a 2-1 win. That was, of course, at Barrow last round. Back in April 2021. Of course, Barrow have started. Pretty good shape for them. Played 3, won 2, lost 1, of course. That one loss was against Stevenage, and they did play Scunthorpe in the cup, and they got themselves through as well. So not too shabby for them. As for Exeter, not the greatest start for them either. Yet to get going with a win. Of course, crashed out of the cup to Wycombe as well. So they'll be looking to hopefully get their first couple of points at least. They did get a point against Exeter, Bradford. But anyway, 70-10 is your Barrow on this one. 94 is your draw. 31-20 is your Exeter on this. Barrow have started good. Exeter do look in pretty woeful shape. But at the moment, I'm going to go with a draw on this. 1-1 in the end. And I think Barrow will be happy with that. Exeter again. I will see this as 2 points drops. Let's kick it on further though. Down at Vale Parade, it'll be Bradford City up against Stevenage. Played each other 8 times since 2010. 4 wins for Bradford, 2 wins for Stevenage, and 2 draws. Both sides coming to this unbeaten, of course. The biggest win for Bradford over Stevenage was a 3-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-2 win. Last time I played at Vale Parade was a 2-1 win back in September 2020. It was a 2-1 win for Bradford. Last time at Stevenage were victorious. Was a 3-2 win back in 2014 in Vale Parade in League One, might I add. Of course, Stevenage 100% so far, including a big win in the cup against Luton Town. That's right, after penalties. After Bradford, 1-1 lost, 1 drew, 1 of course all 3 games. They drew with Exeter, they lost to Forest, they did beat Oldham, of course, but of course the game against Oldham was at Vale Parade, so will they make it back-to-back wins? We'll have to see. 11-10 on is your Bradford, they are your favourites, 23-10 short, 65 is your Stevenage on this. Stevenage have got themselves off to a flyer, they can continue this, but they won't. A bit of a wobble here, 2-1 win, and Bradford City will go 2 for 2 for the big fat wins. Kicking off further though, it's Bristol Rovers up against Oldham. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Also take place on Tuesday the 17th, played on the 12 times in 2007. 8 was for Bristol Rovers, 2 was for Oldham, and 2 draws. The biggest win for Bristol Rovers was a 2-0 win over Oldham. The biggest win the other way was a 3-2 win. Last time they played each other at Bristol, that was a 3-2 win for Oldham in League One back in September 2017. Of course, heading into this, Bristol Rovers yet to get going, just scored 1 goal out of 3 games. That was against Mansfield in the first match of the season. Back-to-back defeats, then back-to-back games at Bristol, and of course back-to-back no goals as well. So not looking good for Bristol Rovers. As for Oldham, not too shabby for them. In fact, yeah, pretty shabby in the league. Back-to-back defeats for them in the league, losing to Newport, losing to Bradford, but they did beat Tranmere in the cup to go through to the next stage. As for the bookies, odds even Stevens for Bristol Rovers, 5-2 is your 30-5 is your Oldham on this. Bristol Rovers need a win, and hopefully it's coming now to get themselves moving in the right direction. I do have them as a playoff contending team, but right now they look a little bit wobbly, not scoring goals, so that's a big issue. Next up we have Colchester United against Mansfield. Of course, Mansfield one of the leaders at the top of the table. These two sides played each other 13 times in 2002, 5 wins for Colchester, 2 for Mansfield, and 6 draws. The biggest win for Colchester over Mansfield was a 4-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-2 win. They played each other last time around at Colchester. It was a 2-2 draw back in February 2021. It was a 2-2 draw back in the day. Heading into this, of course, Northampton looking very, very good. No, are they? We're not even looking at Northampton. Colchester, woeful at the moment, but just the 1 defeat out of the first 3 games, but yet to concede, yet to score a goal. They drew with Carlisle. They lost to Birmingham. They lost to Northampton. No goals scored at the moment. As for Mansfield, of course, pretty decent in the league. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back 2-1 wins. They did lose to Preston in the cup 3-0 over in Mansfield. Let's take a look at the odds on this one. We have 2-1 for Colchester, 13-10 for Mansfield, and 23-10 is your draw. Is this the year Mansfield go up? I've got them winning this one, 2-0 win, and again, no goals for Colchester United. Kicking on further, we have Crawley Town against Salford, or do we? Is this game getting postponed or not? I believe it's going to go ahead. Maybe it's the Harrogate. Maybe it's Harrogate are the issue. But anyway, these two sides, let's get into this one. Salford, of course, unbeaten, but yeah, haven't got a win either. Played each other 4 times in 2019. 2 wins for Crawley, enough for Salford, and 2 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Crawley over Salford was a 2-0 win. The last time they played each other at Crawley was a 1-0 win back in March 2021. Heading into this, of course, Crawley, what have they got? What have they got? Played 2, of course. They lost to Hartlepool in the league. They lost to Gillingham in the cup as well. As for Salford, played 3, drew 2. They technically drew 3 against Derby, but they did lose to Derby and penalties in the Carlisle Cup as well. Bookies odds 11-5 for Crawley, 5-4 is your Salford, and 9-4 is your draw. Going to go with the draw on this again to make it 3 draws on the spin for Salford. Not really moving. But Team GB are still unbeaten, as of course they kick on forward. Next up we have Walsall against Scunthorpe United. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Played each other 23 times 2005. 8 wins apiece, 7 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Walsall over Scunthorpe was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-1 win for Scunthorpe. Of course, Neil Cox is your governor there. Last time played each other at Walsall was a 2-1 win for Scunthorpe. That was back in League 2 in December 2020. Heading into this, Walsall 3 defeats on the spin, including a loss against Doncaster in the Cup. As for Scunthorpe, again 3 defeats, actually 2 defeats and a draw so far this season. They did lose to Barrow in the Cup. They lost to Swindon on opening day and picked up a draw against Rochdale at Spotlands, of course. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this? Walsall, they're 5-4 on for Walsall. Yeah, I favour 13-5 is draw. 60-5 is your Scunthorpe on this one. I think it's another draw. Smells like a fishy draw. 0-0 in the end. Leyton Orient against Harrogate. I believe this one is postponed. If it does go ahead for whatever reason, I've gone with a 2-0 win for Leyton Orient, but I don't think it will. So let's kick off forward to the next one. It is Newport County. I believe they are taking on Northampton Town. Or are they? So I also believe this game is also postponed. So another bit of a blip in the resume. I thought these days were behind us. So going to cause us problems a little bit later on, I expect, because I haven't really prepped for these. But anyway, let's kick it on forward. If it does go ahead, I'm going to go with a cheeky 3-1 win for Newport County. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go ahead or not. Let's kick it off to a game that will go ahead. It will be Port Vale, unless something shitty goes on. Up against Carlisle. Of course, played 16 times 2006. 5 wins for Port Vale, 9 wins for Carlisle. 2 draws, the biggest win for Port Vale over Carlisle was a 2-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. Last time played at over at Port Vale was a 1-0 win for Carlisle back in October 2010. Of course, heading into this, Port Vale 2 defeats out of 3. Of course, they did pick up a draw against Tranmere. Meanwhile, Carlisle 1-1, lost 1, drew 1. Drew with Colchester opening day, beat Swindon just the other day, and of course lost to Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup. Of course, bookies odds 6-4 for Port Vale, 9-5 is your Carlisle, 11-5 is your draw. Carlisle doing okay at the moment. 2-2 draw here. Continue unbeaten. Port Vale also a point in the bag. Next up, we do have, or do we? I don't know. Rochdale up against the Vegans. That's right. Taking place. It's also coming this Tuesday. Played each other just the one time to 2008. It was a 1-0 win, as a 2-0 win for the Vegans back, of course. In when was that? It was in the FA Cup back in November 2008. Wow. It was over in the vegan land, of course. Heading into this, Rochdale 1-1, lost 1, drew 1. Of course, they did lose to Harrogate in the Cup. They did draw with Scunthorpe, but they did opening. In fact, scrap that. They're not one. They're actually a game behind. They've only played 2. They didn't play in the Carabao Cup for whatever reason. Or did they lose? I don't know. I don't see them in the Carabao Cup on here, but anyway, they've lost to Harrogate. They drew with Scunthorpe. As for the Vegans, of course, pretty good for them. 3 wins out of 3. Of course, top of the pops, of course, beating Sutton United, also beating Walsall in the league, also beating Bristol City after penalties to go through as well. Bookies odds on this one, 70-10 for Rochdale, 9-4 is your draw, 8-5 is your Forest Green. Going to go with a draw on this one. Forest Green will take the point. Rochdale, of course, still trying to find their feet in this division. Into the final couple now here, and I believe this next one, Sutton United, also against Hartlepool, has been postponed. Again, COVID probably running rabbit again on this one. I'm going to go, again, if it goes ahead, I'm going to go with the 1-0 win for Sutton, but I don't think it will. And kicking off over to the final one, according to my knowledge, will be Swindon up against Tranmere, of course, taking place also on Tuesday as well. Pushed 32 times since 1994, 17 wins for Swindon, 11 wins for Tranmere, and 4 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Swindon was a 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. That's for Mickey Mellon's boys. Last time they played each other at Swindon was a 3-2 win back in August 2018. In fact, Swindon are 6 wins on the bounce against Tranmere. Tranmere's last victory over Swindon was back in 2009. It was in League 1. I was over in Tranmere as well. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have 70-10 for Swindon, 94 is your draw, 31-20 is your Tranmere on this. Tough one, this one. Going to go with a 2-1 win there for Tranmere to break the hoodoo as well and finally get back to winning ways. That's my picks, boys. Let me know your own picks. Now, be sure to get your own predictions in, of course, using the old link right here, Cutley/League 2 number 3. That's right. It's the best way to do it, especially if you want to enter the prediction league competition itself. It's free to enter. Of course, you can still jump in. Again, feel free to drop them in the comment section if you don't want to play in the league and just have it for fun. And I'll take a little look at them, see how well you did as well. But that's my thoughts. Of course, let me know yours. Until then, be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. I'll see you soon, of course, when we come back for match number 4, which will be midweek. And of course, gearing up for the back end of the month. But that's it. Be sure to give the video some love. And will the Vegans be on top? We'll take a look at that all more next in the week. Until then, we are done.